From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good morning and happy Friday. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. And once again, you can see that two-tone color to the sky indicating that lower cloud layer. It's between 2,500 to 3,500 feet for this morning. So in between that layer, that's where we're seeing some fog, including for Snoqualmie Pass. Looks like that's starting to impact portions of Interstate 84 and Oregon 204 as well. We still have this freezing fog advisory that's in place for the foothills of the Blue Mountains in Morrow County. This includes Heppner. This runs until 11 a.m. for this morning. Remember, freezing fog can sometimes deposit a little bit of ice on some of those roadways, so just another good reason to take it slow out there. Right now we're in the upper 20s in both Walla Walla and Pendleton, right around freezing in the lower Columbia Basin, right around freezing, if not below freezing, for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. So once again, all of us are going to have to bundle up for this morning, and some of us will have to break out the ice scraper. You can see for the Coatcast for the Tri-Cities, heavy jacket stuff all throughout the day. So for today, we're going to have highs that'll be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. Then we're tracking a big-time storm system into this weekend, bringing a myriad of impacts. I'll tell you about those coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a semi-truck turns into a large ball of fire after a crash, resulting in one person dead. We have what Washington State Patrol troopers are saying. And drugs even worse than usual are circulating in Yakima County. Emily Goodell with that report, plus where to go if you know someone that's struggling with substance use. Also ahead, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake striking the coast of Northern California. We have the details. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Friday, December 6th. We finally made it to Friday, and we're going to start your top stories off with continuing coverage on the fatal crash in Kennewick from earlier this week. We have an update on the identity of the woman who died. The Kennewick Police Department has identified her as 34-year-old Rona Bowles of Kennewick. Authorities say Bowles was crossing the street near the intersection of 10th Avenue and South Irby Street when she was hit by a car being driven by a 23-year-old Kennewick man. Investigators say the man pulled over onto a nearby street and called 911 to report what happened. They say Bowles was wearing dark clothing and was not in a crosswalk when she was hit, and they say the driver was not driving under the influence or speeding. At this time, the crash is still an open investigation. Fire news, many fire agencies battled a house fire on the 1000 block of West Pine Street in Walla Walla. The call for help came out just after midnight on Thursday. Firefighters were able to put the fire out quickly and left a short time later, only to have to come back just before 4 a.m. after it rekindled. It then took crews nearly an hour to get it out, and officials say the cause was a wood stove that hadn't been installed properly. Looking regionally now, a semi-truck crash turns into a large fireball, resulting in one person dead. This happened yesterday morning on eastbound I-90 in Spokane County. The Washington State Patrol says it was carrying gasoline and diesel. The tanker rolled and caught fire, and the westbound and eastbound lanes were shut down for most of the morning. WSP says the conditions were icy at the time of the crash. The person who died has not yet been identified, and it's not yet known if they were the driver of the tanker. Now, a bad batch of drugs is currently circulating in Yakima County, and it's costing people their lives. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell reports 2 more people have died from a drug overdose in just the last 24 hours.
In the time between calling the coroner's office about this story to actually doing the interview, the overdose death count for this year went up from 129 to 131. That's up from 96 overdose deaths last year. The past couple of months especially troubling. 20 fatal overdoses just in November.
Yeah, I think there's a bad batch out there.
At least 46 deaths from fentanyl alone.
Mostly now they're just powder, snorting it or burning it and smoking it.
19 deaths from methamphetamine and another 19 deaths from a combination of the two.
You buy them off the streets, you can be getting anything.
The number of people taking that risk even higher.
It does come and go in waves depending on how strong of a batch fentanyl has come up, but the trend is more and more deaths and more overdoses.
The Yakima Fire Department responding to over 500 overdose calls just since September 1st. Station 91, which only covers a sixth of the city, at one point responding to 18 overdoses within 48 hours.
What's common now is because Narcan is so readily available that we're showing up on scene and the patient is walking away, or we can't even find them because they've been given Narcan by a bystander.
But people still need to get medical help.
Narcan has what we call a short shelf life, and your body will metabolize it while still having fentanyl in it, and it can potentially overdose again.
In Washington State, the opioid reversal drug naloxone, the generic for Narcan, is available free online or over the counter without a prescription.
Well, a lot of people have varying opinions on carrying Narcan, but it's not going to hurt anything, and it can definitely benefit and save someone's life at some point in time.
The Yakima Health District also has free naloxone available in vending machines in Yakima, at the OIC building on Fruitvale, and at Yakima in Toppenish. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. Now, if you or someone you know is struggling with substance use disorder, we want to remind you there are resources available. To speak to someone about getting help, the Triumph Treatment Services Office is available to everyone. It's located at 120 South 3rd Street, and the office has 28-day inpatient programs for both men and women, also a 6-month parenting program, peer support services, and outpatient mental health services. Josh King is one of those that have gotten help.
I go to my classes here, and they're really good. They've been really good to me. They've helped me do everything. It's all been positive.
If you want to hear more about his journey, you can catch Apple Valley News Now tonight after the hockey game.
Do you want a picture of you?
Now, the Port of Kennewick is getting in the holiday spirit, adding lights to the lighthouse on Clover Island as well as the trees, and they're also honoring veterans with the specific tree. This tree is more than 85 feet tall, and it's decorated with red, white, and blue lights. It's called the Veterans Christmas Tree, and the Port of Kennewick's Deputy CEO, Tana Badger Inglima, says this tree honors those who serve or have served in the military throughout the nation.
There's just a lot of people who really appreciate the sacrifice made by the men and women in our military, and we wanted to honor it. We could have lit it up with just regular Christmas lights, but we chose to honor the red, white, and blue because that is really a way of saying thank you for giving and sacrificing for the community.
And you can see the tree lit up on Clover Island all the way through New Year's. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, police are getting closer to finding the man who killed the CEO of United Healthcare, plus new details about his getaway. That's coming up in your national news, but first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Keep it here. We will be right back.
Apple Valley News Now viewer Kathy Kilgore.
Apple Valley News Now is important to this community. I eat breakfast with you, I eat dinner with you guys. It keeps me connected to my community.
Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
This holiday season, elevate your gift giving with a Christmas basket from the Country Mercantile. Thoughtfully curated with gourmet chocolates, artisan treats, and handcrafted delights, each basket is a celebration of quality and care. Perfect for family, friends, or colleagues, these baskets make a timeless statement of appreciation. Browse our gift shop for fun and unique gifts. Shop online and have it shipped or visit our store. The Country Mercantile, where holiday traditions are made.
This holiday season,
Kevin, Catherine, all aboard the Freedom Unlimited.
Kevin,
Kevin,
and Kevin, Macaulay, take a very special trip to the mall, where anything
come and get your little kid
is
cashbackable. Really?
Yeah.
Anything is cashbackable.
Chill, sorry. 'Tis the season to cash back.
With Chase Freedom Unlimited, how do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and cheeks and mouth and
skilled professionals helping you to be your best. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Give the gift of me time this year with a gift card. There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show. Be the first to see our all-new grand floating Christmas tree, with holiday getaways starting at only $246.
There's something new on Apple Valley News Now's Meet TV, the Seattle Kraken. Watch select Kraken games whole season on Meet TV.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored locally by Yakima Federal, Prosser Memorial Health, and Legends Casino Hotel.
ABC Sunday. Experience The Lion King brought to life and see how it all began with special looks at Disney's upcoming film Mufasa The Lion King, only in theaters December 20th. On the Wonderful World of Disney, ABC Sunday.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and show you the one pass that we've been tracking all week. This is Oregon 204 tollgate. Packed snow here. You do have to carry chains, and pass conditions are going to be very interesting as we head into this weekend. More on that in a bit. Right now, temperatures in the 20s and 30s in the Kittitas Valley, also in the Yakima Valley, where we're hovering right around freezing. In the lower Columbia Basin, we're 2 degrees above freezing. In the Tri-Cities, the rest of us either at or below freezing. And then in the Blue Foothills, all of us in the 20s. In the Blue Mountains, we're into the mid to upper teens. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevations. By the time we're at 8 this morning, still temperatures in the 20s, mostly cloudy skies. It's going to be the same thing around lunchtime, and then by the time we get to 4 p.m., we're going to be right around freezing still. So for today, we'll still be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. We're expecting more sunshine for the mountains, but mostly cloudy to overcast skies for the valleys, basin, and for the foothills. And then for tonight, overnight lows falling down into the 20s, so all of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing once again. By the way, freezing fog, that fog layer for today is mostly going to be between 2,500 to 3,000 feet. It's going to be the same thing for tonight. And then we'll see the arrival of this next storm system at this point causing freezing rain in the Cascades. There's also going to be a chance for freezing rain late Saturday night into Sunday morning for the valleys. Also, we're tracking the potential for mountain flooding and for snowy passes. A lot to talk about with this weekend storm system, so I'll tell you all about it coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In national news this morning, police are getting closer to identifying the suspect in the United Healthcare CEO's murder. Surveillance video has revealed the face of a man that police say is wanted for questioning. They say the footage is from a hostel where he pulled down his mask and smiled at a female employee. Law enforcement have pieced together a timeline, and police now believe the suspect took a Greyhound bus to New York from Atlanta. And they think he dropped a burner phone and a water bottle that reportedly had a smudged fingerprint on it. Also, they found the words depose and delay written on a shell casing and live round at the scene. United Health Group says they are touched by the outpouring of kindness since the shooting, and they ask that people respect the privacy of Thompson's family. And a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 7.0 struck off the coast of Northern California yesterday. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the epicenter was about 50 miles southwest of Eureka over the Pacific Ocean. At least a dozen aftershocks have taken place, and over 10,000 customers were reported to be without power in Humboldt County, which is the closest to the epicenter. Officials say so far there are no reports of any significant damage. The governor, Gavin Newsom, has declared a state of emergency, which will allow aid resources to move around freely. In lighter national news, if you're hoping to visit one of America's national parks next year, you might want to plan your visit around one of the park's free entrance days. There are more than 400 national parks across the U.S., with at least one in every state. Only about 100 of those have an entrance fee, but NPS has announced the 6 days next year where the fee is waived for everyone. And those dates include January 20th, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, also April 19th, Juneteenth, August 4th, September 27th, and November 11th, which is Veterans Day. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Seattle Kraken broke its 3-game losing streak to the Carolina Hurricanes this week, but the team says they're changing things up. Dan Hansen with the player profile of the week, plus your full forecast is after the break.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis. My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Deck the halls with pies so jolly. This holiday season, Pie Sharks has the perfect sweet and savory mini pies to bring cheer to your table. We have lots of flavors to choose from, and right now our pies are bursting with festive flavors. Grab a dozen, share a smile, and make the holidays deliciously unique. Delivery and pickup orders available, or visit us at 110 South 4th Avenue in Pasco, where every pie is a little holiday surprise. Pie Sharks, take a bite.
Sometimes, life is a funny way of turning sideways. Like when your kid decides they're a professional stylist the morning of picture day. There we go. Or when your to-do list isn't quite done.
You went to Rite Aid, right?
Or when you're sure you packed everything you need, but you actually need one more thing.
We forgot our prescriptions.
We
got you.
Are we happy? We are happy. Find everything you need?
Yep. Yeah, life never really goes the way you plan, but that's why we're here. It means more at Rite Aid.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick one up in-store today. Save $50 on LifeSmart's PowerLift recliner. Save $60 on Avanti's 5 cubic foot chest freezer. All slippers, winter hats, gloves, scarves, and socks are 30% off. All decorative throws are 40% off. And Christmas decor is 20% off. Save now with Christmas holiday savings, only at Bi-Mart.
This holiday season, experience the magic at Winterfest in Peanuts Park, Pasco. With music, kids' activities, vendors, and our holiday tree lighting, it's better than ever. Join us Saturday, December 14th from 3 to 6 p.m. Santa will be there too. Don't miss the Candy Cane Scavenger Hunt, December 9th through the 12th, and the free Christmas movies at Fairchild Cinemas in Pasco. December 11th and 14th, Winterfest, brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Make it a holiday to remember at Winterfest. We'll see you there.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and show you the storm system for this weekend. A lot of moving parts to it. This is midnight as we transition into Saturday. This is around the time we could start to see some showers up in the Cascades. So we'll put this into motion. And by 4 in the morning, you can see snow levels are going to be around 9,500 feet. So this is almost entirely going to be rainfall and freezing rainfall at that up in the Cascades. By the time we get to lunchtime, looks like the heaviest stuff is going to be in the Cascades, also into the valleys, the Basin, foothills, and Blues. Mostly dry at this point, but that's going to change as we head into the afternoon. 4 p.m. looks like the bulk of this is now in the lower Columbia Basin, in the Blue foothills, and in the Blue Mountains. Snow levels are about 5,000 feet lower as opposed to 4 in the morning on Saturday, now down to around 4,500 feet. And then by the time we get to midnight, looks like that next round is going to be looming for the Cascades. And by the time we get to 4 in the morning on Sunday, snow levels all the way down to 2,500 feet. So think about that. 4 in the morning on Saturday, they're up around 9,500 feet. 4 in the morning on Sunday, all the way down to 2,500 feet. So that's going to pose a lot of interesting problems this week. First of all, that time frame from midnight to 4 p.m. on Saturday, this is almost entirely going to be rainfall for the Cascades, for the foothills, and for the Blues. We could see a little bit of localized flooding up in the Cascades. And then for that next time frame with lower snow levels, this will mostly be snow up in the mountains, but rain, not much of it for the valleys, basin, or foothills. We're also tracking the potential for freezing rain in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys as surface temperatures are going to be at freezing. Rain could freeze on contact, so slick roads and black ice are both possible. And with lower snow levels, that means snowy mountain passes between 2 to 6 inches for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. We're expecting more for Tollgate and for White Pass. Once we get past Saturday and Sunday, we're tracking another storm system into Wednesday and Thursday. Freezing rain could maybe be a possibility with that one as well, as our temperatures will return to some pretty cool values. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Showers likely Saturday, drier and warmer Sunday, then drier and colder again for Monday through Wednesday. In Yakima, wet and cold Saturday, freezing rain possible into Sunday morning, then calmer weather for Monday through Wednesday. In Ellensburg, winds and wet weather picking up on Saturday, the possibility of freezing rain on Sunday morning, then a break in the action to start next week. For Hermiston, showers likely tomorrow, drier and a bit warmer Sunday, then drier and colder again starting on Monday. Then for Walla Walla, winds and rain picking up Saturday, wet weather continues Sunday, then some calmer and colder weather returns for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
The Kraken Player Profile, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health.
All right, the Seattle Kraken broke its 3-game losing streak to the Carolina Hurricanes. Kraken center Jaden Schwartz scored his 6th goal of the season in Tuesday's win against the Canes. But Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen tells us the team is changing things up.
It's just one game, but obviously that can give us a little confidence with how we can play. Just believing in what we're doing.
Yanni Gordon and Jaden Schwartz both scored a goal and collected an assist in the 4-2 win over Carolina. The Saskatchewan native helped his team dominate puck possession, which hasn't been the case for Seattle this year. Schwartz scored just 19 seconds into the game, Seattle's fastest goal so far this year. While Schwartz played well, he says this is a complete team win.
I thought we were moving our feet well, played fast, support each other well, in all 3 zones. There's a 50-50 battle. I think another guy was right there to help out, and it was something to build off for sure.
Head coach Dan Bilesma says Schwartz's quick goal helped set the tone for the team against the Carolina Hurricanes.
We've talked a lot. We're not happy with how we were playing, and we wanted to make it right. We wanted to make a difference, and when you step over the boards and you get a great play by one of your leaders to get off on a good note in the game was massive for the group.
Bilesma said to beat a good Carolina team takes a 60-minute effort, and having Schwartz help lead the charge says something about his contributions to the lineup this year. In the 26 games Schwartz has played, he has 6 goals, 10 assists, and 16 points. Schwartz says being there for each other is how the team gets better.
Thank you, Dan. And up next on Good Morning Northwest, a bridge in Vancouver is paying tribute to one of the world's most popular entertainers. We have where and who in just a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Pastor Steve Winery from Calvary Chapel Tri-Cities. Christmas is coming up, and we're going to have a Christmas Eve service in our outdoor amphitheater. There'll be bonfires, candle lighting, Christmas caroling. It's going to be a family service, and we'd love to have you join us. If you do come, bring a chair and a blanket. If you don't want to brave the weather, we'll have an inside option with live streaming available. Hope to see you there.
This is Apple Valley Eats.
Ready to shake up your dining experience? Legends Casino Hotel has something for every taste. At Lucky Shots Coffee Bar, it's more than just coffee. Frothy lattes, bold espressos, hearty sandwiches, desserts, and more. Lucky Shots has a winning hand of flavors any time of the day. Join us for our full-service menu, or dive into our legendary buffet options, including our salad bar and a variety of desserts that will have you coming back for seconds. Explore the newly updated food court with so many choices to satisfy your craving. At Fortune's, savor a customized crab boil fit for a king, queen, or joker with all the extras. Try the crab boil with one of our specialty sauces, big enough to share, but don't be slow with your fork. This is good eating. Burger lovers, head to Legendary Burgers. Try the Mount Adams or go classic with fries and a Huckleberry shake. Craving pizza, pasta, and more? Creations has you covered. After that custom-made pizza pie, don't forget dessert. You just gotta try our house-made cannoli. For authentic Mexican-style cooking, Madre's Mexican Kitchen is a must. With fresh homemade tortillas and savory sauces, you will not be disappointed. Try our enchiladas, street tacos, or something new to you. Madre's is sure to bring it home. Whether you're here to dine or unwind, Legends Casino Hotel has a world of exciting flavors waiting for you. Bring your appetite, your friends and family, and let the culinary journey begin.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House. A portion of the news is sponsored by Kubota.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, we're talking about our neighbors to the north giving a high tribute to one of the world's most popular entertainers.
This is Capilano Suspension Bridge Park in North Vancouver, British Columbia. It's paying tribute to Taylor Swift for its annual holiday display.
And the park's iconic suspension bridge has been transformed into a giant friendship bracelet. And there are also other attractions there, like a cliff walk called the Swift Walk.
And of course, there will be Swiftie-themed photo spots and Taylor-inspired treats. The event is on display from now through Monday.
And this is not affiliated with Taylor Swift or the Eras Tour, but the singer does have concerts scheduled for the weekend in Vancouver. And I have seen this in person. It is pretty cool, but it was so busy. So with this whole Taylor Swift thing, I think it's going to be even more packed than usual. Yeah, I don't think you would want to go there. Well, it's been a big week for rapper Kendrick Lamar after dropping a surprise new album recently. The Pulitzer Prize-winning artist announced he's going on tour next spring with SZA.
The Grand National Tour will be a stadium tour with 19 stops from April through June. General tickets go on sale Friday, today.
And Lamar's new album titled GNX debuted at the #1 spot on the Billboard 200 albums chart. Also, 5 songs from the album took the top 5 slots in the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart.
The only other artists to accomplish that are Drake, of course, Taylor Swift, and the Beatles.
That sounds like something we could go to. You like SZA too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, also, Saturday Night Live is celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Some past and current cast members of the show contributed to videos shared by New York Magazine. In it, they talked about their financial splurges after joining the show.
Pete Davidson, who was a cast member from 2014 to 2022, joked that he bought dinner. Sherry O'Terry said she bought a couch that she loved.
Current cast member Bowen Yang and former cast member Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I didn't know she was on SNL, but both said they splurged on shoes.
Good choice.
Jason Sudeikis worked as both a writer and a performer on the show from 2003 to 2013. And what did he buy?
He said rent was probably his biggest purchase his first year on SNL, relatable. And SNL will have a special airing on NBC on February 16th. Josh, do you remember what you bought when you got your first paycheck?
Well, my first job was at a retail store in Foley, Alabama.
Mine was Legoland and an aquarium.
Okay, so I would probably say like a fast food meal. That's probably what I got. It wasn't anything fancy.
I think I went and like just bought a bunch of clothes. That's
sure.
my vice.
Yeah.
But I always tell myself if I make it big, I'm just going to buy myself like a Chanel bag or something because they're so expensive, but they retain their value. So
yeah,
it's a good choice.
I want a house. I want like a yard to tend to.
That's a better idea actually nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, Hermiston is preparing for its biggest Christmas event of the season, and it's got everything from Santa and elves to dragons and cowboys. We've got the details on the place that your kids will be begging you to take them to in our next half hour. But for now, let's check out your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, new fingerprint rules for Uber. California now requires Uber drivers to pass fingerprint background checks before transporting minors traveling alone. The policy also requires companies to cover the cost of these checks. Uber says the move could result in higher fares for teen riders. Next, Aura is launching Symptom Radar for Gen 3 and 4 rings. The feature uses your heart rate, sleep, and other metrics to spot cold or flu symptoms up to 2 days early. The company states the feature is not a diagnostic feature, it just notifies you of any signals. Subscribers can access the new feature starting next week. Finally, Pope Francis goes electric with his first zero-emission Popemobile from Mercedes-Benz. The modified G-Class features 4 motors and a swiveling seat for public appearances. It's the first all-electric Popemobile in Mercedes' 90-year history with the Vatican. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check the weather first before sailing.
It's gonna get nasty later.
Yep.
Hey, perfect day for sailing, huh? Have fun on land.
I'll go tell the Coast Guard.
Yep.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hank used to suffer from what felt like a cold and flu medicine hangover in the morning. Then he switched to Mucinex Night Shift. Mucinex is uniquely formulated to leave your system faster so you wake up ready to go. Try Mucinex Night Shift and feel the difference.
Oh, joy. You're a baker and new mom and student. You're an Ander. National University supports the whole you, so you can focus on what matters most. National University, supporting the whole you.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, how is our weekend looking?
It is looking very interesting. We have the potential for mountain flooding, mountain snowfall, and even some freezing rain in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. A little bit warmer.
Gracious. Okay.
A little bit warmer here in the basin, especially for Sunday. We could be up around 50 degrees.
That's what I've been waiting for. I was waiting for that good news.
But then we get colder in the next week.
I love that.
A little bit of up and down action going on. Let's go ahead and take a look right now at visibility. This is the thing that we've been tracking over the past couple weeks now. That fog layer for this morning, anywhere between 2,500 to 3,500 feet. So you can see some big time reductions in visibility up in the Cascades. Less so in the Blue Mountains, but we'll continue to track that. Good visibility for the moment in Ellensburg and Yakima and in the Tri-Cities. All right, right now, temperature, we'll get to temperatures in a second. First, did want to talk about this freezing fog advisory again real quick. Again, this would be for elevations between 2,500 and 3,500 feet in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. This runs until 11 a.m. for this morning. Freezing fog can deposit a little bit of ice on the roadways, so that's another good reason to take it slow on the roadways this morning in Morrow County. All right, right now we are below freezing in Walla Walla and Pendleton, right around freezing in the lower Columbia Basin, right around freezing in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. We're going to be stuck in the 30s all day, not much sunshine to speak of. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Maybe a little bit less gloomy for lower elevations today, not by much though, and like I was telling Jessica, a very interesting forecast for this weekend. I'll tell you more about the ins and outs of it coming up a little bit later in the show.
Thank you, Josh. We start off in a follow-up. Hanford Guard Union Local 21 and Hanford Mission Integration Solutions still haven't reached an agreement on a new contract. An HGU Local 21 representative tells us the two sides continue to negotiate as they have been all week. The union says they've received a counteroffer from HMIS and will vote on it today. As soon as we know what that vote is, we'll be sure to update you. And the Kittitas County Board of Commissioners unanimously adopted its 2025 budget this week, authorizing $138 million in countywide expenses. This includes nearly $50 million in combined general fund expenses and transfers. This action marked the end of the annual budget process beginning in late June as county elected officials and management worked with finance staff to reduce initial budget estimates over the past 5 months. The 2025 budget for county government operations reflects an 8% net increase over 2024. It includes $20 million for the new county transfer station and assigns the remainder of ARPA funding initially received in 2021. In Washington, a federal judge is rejecting a plea agreement between Boeing and the U.S. government. The company says it would plead guilty to deceiving the FAA ahead of 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. The judge's rejection cited problems with the selection process for an independent monitor required in the plea deal to oversee safety and quality improvement at Boeing. In July, Boeing agreed to plead guilty to 1 charge of conspiracy to defraud the United States, and under the plea agreement, it would pay up to $487 million in fines. Families of victims of the 2 crashes want the company to pay $24.8 billion. The city of Pasco is making progress on the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center. This week, Pasco City Council formally approved a bid for renovation work on the community center, and out of 5 companies interested in the project, Booth & Sons Construction in Kennewick offered the lowest price on a qualified bid and was awarded the contract. The city will use American Rescue Plan Act funding to pay for part of the $2.76 million renovation, which will include new electrical, plumbing, and HVAC systems, as well as updated restrooms and new classroom space. In more community news, we're going from Candy Cane Lane to the Land of Lights. Riley Fitzgerald takes us to Hermiston, where the Eastern Oregon Trade and Event Center is preparing for its biggest Christmas event.
In years past, the Land of Lights has been a drive-through holiday light spectacular at the Eastern Oregon Trade and Event Center.
You're going to experience dragons and elves and Santa and fire trucks and cows and cowboys.
Now it's expanded from just a driving event to include the Candy Cane Village, a walk-through lighted village at the Farm City Rodeo Arena. This, plus there's going to be an iceless skating rink this year.
Anytime we've done walking nights, it really is like a multi-generational event. I mean, it's grandmas with their kids and their grandkids, and because we'll have hot chocolate, and this year we'll have skating. We never had skating before, so we're gonna have skating. So it really kind of gives you kind of that Hallmark feel to it.
Well, the organizers say one of the biggest pieces of this new walking area that they're starting this year is all of the photo opportunities, from this one to this one and many more. Al Davis with the Eastern Oregon Trade and Event Center says they've got a 15-foot-tall Bumble and Rudolph and a 40-foot-tall Santa this year. The festivities at the event center will have a soft opening Friday, but the grand opening is Saturday night. Davis says stop by throughout the month and you might see some displays change up. In Hermiston, Riley Fitzgerald, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Riley. And general admission is free, but donations are welcomed. And this is the first year there have been sponsors for this event. This year, those are Amazon Web Services and Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, hundreds of people from local communities came together to help build bikes for children in need. Our Apple Valley News Now team also helped build them. And we have a look at the event and your weather forecast in just a few minutes.
Apple Valley News Now, the official television home of the Seattle Kraken.
At J-Day Boba and Cafe, every sip is a smile. With boba teas to freshly brewed coffee. We've got options for everyone. Grab a drink and Vietnamese food and enjoy. Order today. J-Day Boba and Cafe in Kennewick. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Apple Valley News Now viewer Kathy Kilgore.
Apple Valley News Now is important to this community. I know when I turn it on, if there's something that I've heard about in the community, I'm going to hear it from you guys. And that's important. I eat breakfast with you, I eat dinner with you guys. That time's valuable in that it keeps me connected to my community.
Thank you, Kathy. If you watch Apple Valley News Now, please let us know. Apple Valley News Now, always on your side.
This holiday season, elevate your gift giving with a Christmas basket from the Country Mercantile. Thoughtfully curated with gourmet chocolates, artisan treats, and handcrafted delights, each basket is a celebration of quality and care. Perfect for family, friends, or colleagues, these baskets make a timeless statement of appreciation. Browse our gift shop for fun and unique gifts. Shop online and have it shipped or visit our store. The Country Mercantile, where holiday traditions are made.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Pasco, and Hermiston. It's time to start thinking of gifts for your friends and family. Smoke City for Less has all kinds of great ideas, like favorite character bags, trays, accessories, candles, and incense. And if your loved one is hard to shop for, get them a gift card so they can get what they want. Lowest prices and the largest selection of vape mods and the best batteries, tobacco products, Kratom, and specialty products too. Check them out this season. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
This Christmas, give the kids a gift of fun at the 2025 Benton Franklin Fair, August 19th through the 23rd. For just $30, get a full day of carnival rides, a youth admission ticket for kids ages 6 to 12, and a cuddly stuffed animal. That's a $15 savings. Available now through Christmas Eve at Kennewick Ranch and Home or the Fair box office in Pasco. Supplies are limited, so don't wait. Happy holidays from everyone at the Benton Franklin Fair.
At J-Day Boba and Cafe, every sip is a smile. With boba teas to freshly brewed coffee, we've got options for everyone. Grab a drink and Vietnamese food and enjoy. Order today. J-Day Boba and Cafe in Kennewick. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Playoff dreams and conference titles at stake.
Hopes are running high. It all comes down to this.
Dr. Pepper Championship Week begins tonight at 8 on ABC.
Want to sleep better, sleep deeper, sleep more? Well, what if there were truly little things you could do now to help you get a perfect night of sleep? Now this morning,
we're going to focus on sleep. Big topic around these parts.
GMA with the science of sleep to help you sleep better.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Hey, here's your ski report for this morning, sponsored by Schweitzer. It's going to be cold up at Schweitzer for today, as we're going to have a hard time making it up to 30 degrees. The base depth is going to be up around 37 inches. That is set to go up as we head into this weekend. And then for Ski Bluewood, we're also going to have a hard time, well, we're going to have a hard time making it to 40, so a little bit warmer. The base depth is going to be at 15 inches. And then for White Pass, we are looking at 24 inches for the base depth, and we will make it to 40 degrees. We're still going to be stuck in the low 40s. But again, all these numbers are set to change with the rain and snow that we're set to get as we head into this weekend. Let's take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We're going to start off in Kittitas County. These highs today are going to be in the 30s and 40s. Again, it's going to be mostly cloudy skies below that fog and cloud layer. So below 2,500 feet should be mostly cloudy to overcast. But above that, we are going to be tracking some mostly sunny skies. Then in the Yakima Valley, we'll have temperatures that are going to be in the mid-30s. It's also going to be the same deal as the Kittitas Valley, mostly cloudy to overcast. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, same thing, temperatures in the mid-30s, just more of that gloomy weather that we've been observing over the past couple of weeks. And then for the Blue Foothills, same thing, temperatures in the mid-30s, but more sunshine and warmer up in the Blue Mountains, where we'll have mid to upper 40s. And again, this storm system for this weekend, it's got a lot of moving parts to it, folks. So I'll break down all those moving pieces coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Hundreds of people from local communities came together to help build bikes for children. Our Monique Ledesma tells us this simple act is making all the difference.
More than 1,600 bikes are now built and ready for kids in the region to ride. This is all part of this year's 15th annual Bikes for Tykes event. This event is put on by UA Local Union 598. The bikes are made for kids of all ages and are given to a variety of trusted organizations. A portion of the bikes are given to children who need extra love this holiday season.
It takes a lot of work to do this, and the only reason we get to do that is because of the community support. You know, we have a great support system with our signatory contractors at 598. And they donate tens of thousands of dollars to this event, and you know, they see the impact that it makes in the community, and the main reason we do it is because we're passionate about the future of our community.
Students from around the region got in on the action.
It makes me feel good knowing I can provide for kids and have them feel good about what they need and what they want.
Clean Sweep of the Tri-Cities says being a part of this event is what the group is all about.
So we try to give back to the community and build a better community, because right now our community really needs it. So yeah, that's why we do this. And it's goodness out of our hearts. A lot of us, all of us are volunteers. 598
says not all bikes have been purchased for this year, as they're still looking for other ways to raise $100,000 by the end of the year to buy more bikes. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. And our team here at Apple Valley News Now was not only able to capture this magical event, but we also put our cameras down and got to helping. So several members of our sales and news team spent yesterday morning there helping build the bikes for the youth. And although we're no pros at this, we did build each bike with love. And after they're done, these bikes get distributed across the region, not just to the Tri-Cities area. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a widely used insurance company caused upset with its customers when it said it wouldn't pay for anesthesia past a certain time limit. But now the company is going back on that. We have the story and more coming up in your morning sprint. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full weather forecast.
Queensgate Gardens Christmas event is here. Pick out the perfect Christmas tree and wreath, enjoy festive crafts for kids, and meet Santa himself on the weekends. Find the perfect gift and celebrate the season with us, only at Queensgate Gardens.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Make cleanup a breeze with a brand new model Bosch dishwasher, available in 3 colors, each for just $4.99, a savings of $350. These Bosch dishwashers offer quiet operation, advanced water efficiency, and a variety of cycle options to clean your dishes every time perfectly. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking about our honeymoon. What about Africa? Safari, hot air balloon ride, swim with elephants. Wait, can we afford a safari?
Great question. Like everything, takes a little planning.
Or put the money towards a down payment
On a ranch
in Montana.
with horses.
Let's take a look at those scenarios.
JP Morgan Wealth Management has advisors in Chase branches and tools like Wealth Plan to help keep you on track. When you're planning for it all, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Too busy being busy? Then it's about time you got lazy. Real lazy. And shop the brands that invented truly comfortable furniture. So kick your feet up, because Lazy Boy is now at Furniture Row. Browse and drowse in our collection of stylish and customizable recliners and sofas, and experience the durability and relaxation you've come to expect from Lazy Boy. Plus, unwind guilt-free with special no-interest financing. Here's to doing less in some well-deserved comfort with the Lazy Boy collection, now at Furniture Row.
Next live, Amy Adams. Plus,
we're sharing bargains.
Sharing bargains. We wrap up Gift Bargains Week.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Queensgate Gardens Christmas event is here. Pick out the perfect Christmas tree and wreath, enjoy festive crafts for kids, and meet Santa himself on the weekends. Find the perfect gift and celebrate the season with us, only at Queensgate Gardens.
Cincinnati at Dallas, Monday Night Football, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Okay, there are a lot of moving parts to the storm system. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. We started Futurecast around midnight. That's right around the time we're expecting some of the showers and some of the freezing rain to impact the Cascades. Then by 4 in the morning, snow level's still going to be up around 9,500 feet. So at this point, it's almost entirely going to be rain and freezing rain in the Cascades. Then by lunchtime, looks like the bulk of this is going to be in the valleys, also up into the Cascades. Then by 4 p.m., looks like this is mostly going to pivot to the lower Columbia Basin, to the Blue Foothills, and to the Blue Mountains. At this point, snow level's much lower, down around 4,500 feet. So at this point, looks like the flooding potential is probably going to go down, but the snowy pass potential is going to go up. Then by midnight into Sunday, you can see that next round really looming, and at this point, snow levels even lower, down around 2,500 feet. And into Sunday morning is when we could also see a little bit of freezing rain into the valleys as well. More on that in a second. But first, this first time frame for the storm system, 12 a.m. to 4 p.m., this is almost entirely going to be rainfall for the Cascades and for the Blues. So we're expecting a little bit of a flooding potential in the Cascades with up to an inch of rain expected. Then this next time slot for this storm system, 4 p.m. on Saturday to 4 in the morning on Monday. At this point, it's mostly going to be snow up in the mountains, between a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain for the Blue Foothills, less than a tenth of an inch of rain for the valleys and for the basin. But speaking of the valleys, late Saturday night and especially into Sunday morning, there's going to be that potential for freezing rain as the surface temperatures are going to be around freezing. The rain could freeze on contact, so slick roads and black ice are both possible. And with lower snow levels from 4 p.m. on Saturday to 4 in the morning on Monday, we're expecting 2 to 6 inches of snow for Cabbage Hill and Snoqualmie Pass, likely more for Tollgate and for White Pass. Once we get past the storm system for Saturday and Sunday, looks like we'll be drier for Monday and Tuesday, then another storm system into Wednesday and Thursday. Looks like our temperatures are going to do a little funky dance, but they'll be pretty cold again into next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Showers likely Saturday, drier and warmer Sunday, then drier and colder again for Monday through Wednesday. In Yakima, wet and cold Saturday, freezing rain possible into Sunday morning, then calmer weather for Monday through Wednesday. In Ellensburg, winds and wet weather picking up Saturday, the possibility of freezing rain for Sunday morning, then a break in the action to start next week. In Hermiston, showers likely tomorrow, drier and a bit warmer Sunday, then drier and colder again starting on Monday. And then for Walla Walla, winds and rain picking up Saturday, wet weather continues Sunday, then some calmer and colder weather returns for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:49. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour, and starting off with the top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning. The identity of the woman who died after getting hit by a car in Kennewick earlier this week has been released. KPD has identified her as 34-year-old Rona Bowles. She was crossing the street when she was hit by a car driven by a 23-year-old man. Police say she was wearing dark clothes and was not in a crosswalk. The driver was not driving under the influence or speeding. This is still an open investigation. The race for the Benton PUD District 3 seat has officially been recounted, and there is just a 7-vote difference. Mike Massey beat out 12-year incumbent Barry Bush, and since it was so close, a manual recount was mandatory. The recount started on Monday and finished yesterday. The results will be certified on December 10th. Hanford Guard Union Local 21 and Hanford Mission Integration Solutions still haven't reached an agreement on a new contract. HGU Local 21 tells us the two sides have been negotiating all week. A union representative says they received the counteroffer and they will vote on it today. As soon as we know what they decide, we will update you. A bad batch of drugs is circulating in Yakima County, costing people their lives. If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use, you can visit the Triumph Treatment Services office. They have inpatient and outpatient programs, mental health help, and even a parenting program. It's located at 120 South 3rd Street. If you want to hear more about what this place offers and hear from a local who's benefiting, catch our newscast tonight after the hockey game. The Port of Kennewick is honoring veterans at Clover Island. The lighthouse and many trees are decorated with holiday lights, but this specific tree is called the Veterans Christmas Tree, as it's meant to honor those who serve or have served in the military. You can stop by and check it out for yourself. It's more than 85 feet tall, and it's decorated with red, white, and blue lights. Now we turn to your national headlines. House Republicans voted to block the release of the long-awaited ethics report on allegations against former Congressman Matt Gaetz. It now goes back to the Ethics Committee to decide, and it's possible it could never be released. Only one Republican congressman voted with the Democrats who pushed for the release. The House Speaker is saying it shouldn't be released since Gaetz is no longer a member of Congress. And police are getting closer to identifying the suspect in the United Healthcare CEO's murder. Law enforcement have pieced together a timeline. They believe the suspect took a Greyhound bus to New York from Atlanta, and they think he dropped a burner phone as well as a water bottle. Investigators also found the words depose and delay written on a shell casing and live round at the scene, and this evidence could lead to an arrest. Tomorrow is National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day and marks 83 years since Japanese forces attacked a U.S. Navy base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, launching the U.S. into World War II. The attack killed more than 2,400 Americans and injured nearly 1,200 others. Every year on December 7th, we remember what happened on that day back in 1941. In your business news, inflation is the reason why you've been paying more for your burrito bowl from Chipotle. The chain says a 2% rise in menu prices was necessary to offset the increase in ingredient prices. As Chipotle says, ingredients like avocados and dairy are now more expensive for them to buy. McDonald's announces the snack wrap will return next year after fans kept asking for it back. The snack wrap is chicken in a tortilla wrap, available with various toppings and sauces, and this comes only days after McDonald's announced its McRib sandwich would also make a comeback, but a timeline for the menu items has not yet been set. In your health headlines, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield will no longer move forward with a plan to limit coverage for anesthesia during surgery. The insurance company, which represents Connecticut, New York, and Missouri, previously announced it would deny claims for anesthesia services that exceeded specific time limits. It says this was part of an effort to make healthcare more affordable by reducing overbilling. The announcement was met by sharp criticism from the American Society of Anesthesiologists, which called Anthem's plan egregious and uninformed. But in a statement yesterday, Anthem said it was no longer going to proceed with the policy change, while saying there was widespread misinformation about the update. And the company went on to say it will never be its policy to, quote, not pay for medically necessary anesthesia services. Life expectancy in the U.S. could stall over the next few decades. Researchers say U.S. life expectancy is forecasted to increase from 78.3 years in 2022 to 80.4 years in 2050. And that's from the University of Washington's Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation. And according to models, U.S. life expectancy in 2050 will lag behind most other high-income nations and some middle-income nations. Notably, the gender gap could be shrinking, with life expectancy for American women predicted to improve less than men. In your sports news, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce has been nominated for the NFL's Walter Payton Man of the Year Award for his charity work. This recognizes players who create a positive impact beyond the game. Kelce started a foundation to help disadvantaged youth called 87 in Running, and he's also partnered with Operation Breakthrough, which helps Kansas City youth living in poverty. Kelce is among 32 nominees, and the winner will be announced during the NFL Honors Ceremony on February 6th. A new call for the NCAA to crack down on bad sportsmanship. The Mid-American Conference Commissioner sent a letter to NCAA President saying sportsmanship and ethical conduct are urgent issues that need to be addressed at college sports events. This comes after fights have broken out between college football games and players have planted flags in opposition stadiums. The commissioner described it as a, quote, behavioral train wreck that's not sports. All right, trending this morning, you're about to see a yard that could never happen in a strict HOA community.
I've lived in one of those before. It's an experience. Well, the centerpiece of J.P. Michelik's suburban Jacksonville, Florida display is instantly recognizable. It's a giant replica of the leg lamp from A Christmas Story.
And when we say giant, it is 20 feet tall. And he even included a replica of Ralphie hugging the lamp, wearing his pink bunny suit.
A Christmas Story is a 41-year-old movie that is still loved by many and is shown on television frequently during the holiday season for 24 hours on TBS and TNT.
And if that was something I just saw, oh my goodness, like that would just be blowing up on social media like it is, you know. Oh,
just a
hilarious.
Fun fact, the director, it's either the director or the producer of the movie, he grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, so some of those experiences from the movie, Could
you relate to them?
Not the leg lamp part, not that part.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Elon Musk is on Capitol Hill promising to slash government spending by trillions of dollars. He's also keeping what he's calling a naughty and nice list on who joins his team. We have that story in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Our weather is going to be on the naughty list for this weekend as we have a myriad of impacts to talk about. Mountain rain, mountain flooding, mountain snow, valley freezing rain. I'll tell you about all of that coming up at 6.